Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Good morning, guys. Today we're gonna look at the principle of Islamic jurisprudence. Uh, the area that we're gonna look at today is covering some principles regarding the Islamic jurisprudence, mainly the meaning of usul al-fiqh, and we will move on to the first source of Islamic jurisprudence, i.e., the Quran Al-Karim. Secondly, we're going to look at the second source of Islamic jurisprudence, the Sunnah, and obviously we are going to look at the interpretation in terms of how it is going to be interpreted, both of the sources. And then we'll be looking at dalalat, meaning how it is being interpreted. And then we move on to the command and provision, that is with regards to the interpretation. And we will also look at abbreviation, which is the taksir, meaning the interpretation by certain what they call it verses. And then we will look at the ijma, i.e., the consensus pertaining to the ruling from the people who knows about jurisprudence. And we will look also at the analogical deduction, meaning kias. So, and later on, we will also cover presumption of continuity, istihad, and personal reasoning, which is istihad. Right. When it comes to principle of fake, there will be the most what they call it, the most important element with regards to Islamic law would be four, which is Al-Quran, Sunnah, Ijma, and Qiyas. Ijma, as stated here, is the consensus of scholars of Rasulullah, meaning they studied and they studied the verses, they studied the sequence of events, and they will study from who they receive that so-called sunnah. And then we have qiyas, where we can deduce in terms of a law by looking at the analogy. And as far as the ruling with regards to Islamic faith, there are some categories that can be identified as wajib, which is obligatory, and then we have mustahab, recommended, mubah, which is allowed, makruh, it is disliked, and haram is forbidden. Where normally you will listen, either wajib or haram, right? So they are in between. Now, different division between haram and halal, because if we look at the degree of wajib and obligatory and forbidden, there will be some other content that we have to look at. If you look at this slide, you will see the overall makeup of the principle of faith, meaning jurisprudence when it comes to Islam. We have the first one. You can see the top one would be the Quran, the sacred text, and from there we have the collection of hadith, and obviously at the same time we have the Sunnah, meaning the practice of the beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which includes his words and action. So uh, it correlate with one another. Sunnah is the bigger one, Hadith is the smaller one, where it concentrate on the words rather than the action, right? Uh, And then we have the human scholarly interpretation when it comes to we as people of the followers. Uh, we would definitely needs to identify or interpret certain verses, so we can do analogies. Yeah? We look at the verses of Al-Quran and we will do our qiyas, i.e. our analogies. And then we have the ijma, where consensus of scholars with respect to certain issues at hand. Maybe the issue is not clear, therefore we need to have consensus. Say, for example, COVID-19 right now is the consensus of the whole ijma, uh, people or scholars in Malaysia to decide that Salat Jumaat is to be postponed. And we have this fatwa, yeah, after consensus, normally they will come up with fatwa, meaning opinion. And fatwa is just as the words is stating, is just mere opinion, it is not law. uh, Eventually the fatwa may be gazetted as a law under the Islamic principle. Okay, just on the sideline, the scholars we call them faqih, or jurists. So if we look at the principle, Sahih International, this is the main uh, verse that that is being used in order to dis- interpret the Quran. One, we have the Sahih International that stated, "O you who believe, obey Allah and obey Rasul, and those in authority amongst you. And if you disagree over anything, refer it to Allah and the Messenger. If you should believe in Allah and the last day, that is the best way and the best in result." So here you can see, number one, you refer to Allah, meaning you are referring to Al-Quran. Second, you refer to the Messenger. Obviously, you're looking at the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and you'll be looking at his Sunnah or you know Hadith, and those in authority are the Faqih, the jurists. Okay, moving on. Uh, there would be problems with respect to this interpretation of this surah, where the question might come to someone who is quite new to the religion, and if it is so clear, uh, in, you have a Quran, Hadith, and Faqih, jurists, how come we have so many mazhab in Islam? Are they of different religion? Right? Are they the same? But how do they interpret? So that is the most important thing that needs to be determined. The answer would be they are obviously of the same origin, and but they are different because they belong to different schools, where jurists or faqih of different school, they form their own opinion over certain issues. Okay, the issue is not number one and number two. The issue is number three. It is the interpretation. Sometimes the words of Al-Quran is very clear, it's very precise to the detail. For example, the distribution of wealth when it comes to someone uh, passing away, and that is no dispute, right? It is very clear in Surah An-Nisa. But when it comes to certain issues with respect to what Rasulullah has stated, uh, sometimes it is clear because you're looking at that particular problem. For example, drinking of alcohol, right? Or how to pray you can go and look at the hadith in order for you to get some kind of ruling. But when something that is not clear, then therefore it might be up to the jurists, and this is where many jurists that established over the thousands of years. Yeah? We have 1,500 years of development. Okay. Uh, right. If you were to look at this slide, you will see the distribution of scholars throughout the world. We have mainly two major part in Islam, which is Sunni and Shia, and you see the green of Sunni, Hanafi, Hanbali, Maliki, Shafi'i, and then we also have the Shia, Ismaili, Jafari, Zaidi, and others. Obviously, on top of that, we do have others, in purple, but this is just a general description. It is not precise because within the country itself, we have multi believers of certain school. So basically, what I want to highlight here is that the two major school is a rift between the Islamic nation, Islamic society, which is Sunni. Sunni is more towards believing to the things that has been passed down by the what do you call it, prophets, friends, right? The Sahaba, and Shia is concentrating on uh, the descendant of Rasulullah. So if you look at Ismaili, is actually the great grandson of Rasulullah, Jafari, Zaidi. These names are all the bloodline of Rasulullah. So the disparity it goes from this number three, where to the Shia, the authority means those given by God to the family members, as compared to the authorities interpreted by the Sahaba, saying that the authorities is given to the Sahaba with respect to the hadith that, or sunnah that has been followed or being identified. Okay, we have this distribution in other picture to look at. You can see the dark green is the Shia as compared to the rest of the you know rest of the world. You can see that. Right, Shia Sunni, we have less than 50% of the Muslim population is Shia. So I want you to look at this about Sunni and Shia differences, and you can. Uh, I will give you the link, and you have to look at the video in order for us to continue with the discussion. All right, thank you. Bye.